Like to call the meeting to order. Thank everyone who is always coming. Those who watching, please. Pray to live. Pray thanks on chapter 3.
Let's pray. Father God, just accept our thankfulness. All you do for us. Sometimes we take for granted that everything's going to be okay tomorrow. We ask you now, dear Lord, you just bless everybody that's here tonight. There's one here, dear Lord, that doesn't know you in a personal way. We ask you to prick their heart and draw them closer and use this counsel, dear Lord. Carry out your desires for our kingdom. We thank you for all you do for us and all you're going to do for us. And we ask you now to use it to your will in every class name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Freedom of Information announcement in accordance with the State of South Carolina Code of Law 1976 as amended. The Marion Star Mullins Enterprise has been notified of date, time, place, and agenda of this meeting. Number 4, approval of minutes for April 8th, 2005.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise? Ayes have it. At this time, we'll recess regular. I have a motion to recess regular meeting. So move.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise? Ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the council, those in attendance. We have one item for public hearing this evening. This is for ordinance 2025-01, an ordinance to authorize the conveyance of a portion of Marion County tax parcel numbers 055-00-00-008-000 and 056-00-00-193-000 containing 5.79 acres off of Lipscomb Road to Robert K. Grant pursuant to the terms of the purchase and sale agreement attached hereto and made a part hereof. Authorize the county administrator or the county council chairman to execute any and all documents for the conveyance and transfer of the property and authorize other matters related thereto to affect the conveyance. Anybody in attendance who wish to speak for or against this ordinance? Hearing none, that will conclude our necessity of a public hearing.
At this time, we'll adjourn the public hearing and reconvene regular meeting.
So move.
Motion, got a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise? Ayes have it. Okay. Resolution?
I'm not aware of anything we have.
Okay. Ordinance?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of council. We have one item for third reading. It's the one we just had the public hearing. It's third reading of ordinance 2025-01, an ordinance to authorize the conveyance of a portion of Marion County tax parcel number 055-00-00-008-000 and 056-00-00-193-000 containing 5.79 acres off Lipscomb Road to Robert K. Grant pursuant to the terms of the purchase and sale agreement attached here to and made a part hereof. To authorize the county administrator or the county council chairman to execute any and all documents for the conveyance and transfer of the property and to authorize all other matters related thereto to effectuate the conveyance. You've had a full copy of this ordinance actually since first reading. We have had a couple of modifications at second reading. The one you have in front of you includes those modifications from second reading. So that title is now correct. So we need to take action on third reading, please.
So move.
Second. Got a motion, got a second, any discussion?
Chairman,
That's right.
before we vote, I have a lot of turn.
Okay.
I have a question. So this property, my understanding is it was still being tested.
It's complete now. Yeah, all the testing is, all the drilling, all the well samples, all that is complete.
Okay. I'm going to oppose this because we should not be bidding some land out to sell and offering some land based on requests. Everything should be bid out unless it's directly tied to an economic development project that can be, that we can know is a solid economic development project because it's tied with a FILO agreement. This doesn't have that. So I just disagree with going forward this kind of practice. We sell land, we need to bid it out so we can get the highest bidder.
Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise?
Nay.
Ayes have it.
We have one item or two items for second reading. So I'll start with item B, second reading of ordinance 2025-02, an ordinance to provide for the issuance of the sale of not exceeding $390,000 general obligation bond in Marion County, South Carolina, to prescribe for the purposes for which proceeds of said bond shall be expended, provide for the payment of said bond and other matters related thereto. You've had a full copy of that ordinance actually since first reading. Need to take action on second reading, please.
Hear from our attorney.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? Any discussion?
Can we just get an explanation for the public about why?
Sure. This is the yearly issuance that we have that is acquiring this each year's portion of this building. So when we originally purchased it, it was in a lease purchase agreement with a nonprofit that the county owns. Back then, there was not a loophole. Well, there was a loophole. They fixed the loophole. You can't do this today. But it allows us to do it this way, to finance this debt in a yearly basis and not to have it offset the big, large sum at the beginning against our debt ratio. So it was a much better way to handle it and to get this project done. So I want to think maybe this is year 13.
That's 7 more years.
So, yeah, so 7 more years to go, and then that'll be completed.
I thought this was gonna be the last year.
That was
What
the
was it,
last
20?
year for the capital sales. This is the last year for the capital sales.
No, I'm talking about the last year of, when we did that bond 2 years ago with Hainsworth, Tinkle and Boyd. I thought this would take off. This is gonna be the last year of us at 300 and,
That was for the capital sales. This bond for the house payment has 7 more years on it. I did confirm that with Hainsworth, Tinkle and Boyd.
so there were 2 bonds.
There are 2 different bonds.
There's
Well, there's more than 2.
Right. We've always had this, ever since we did this project 13 years ago, this has always been there, and it was set in the beginning to be a 20-year running thing. So every year we'd have to issue this amount to pay that off. The capital project sales tax, I think maybe what you're talking about, each time we have done that, we've only done it twice, but we have gone ahead, because you have 2 different ways. You can either do a bond at the beginning to pay for the projects and fund the projects and then pay it off as the money comes in, or you can wait and accrue it during the term and then start paying for projects as you accrue it. The 2 times that we've done it, we did it by issuing a bond to get started. So that I think is what might be confusing.
Yeah. That was the one that
Yeah.
we will be done with this year, 2025, by the end of this year.
Okay.
Jim, like you said, it will be paid that amount that we needed to fund those projects, will be paid off this year.
For the 2018 bond that we issued.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that will be, so both those projects, the first and the second, will be completely paid off. We still need, we might have gotten more tax revenue.
That's generally what's been happening, yes, sir.
So we might have paid off just a little earlier.
And so why was the bond taken out in 2018?
For the capital project sales tax.
And what was purchased with that?
That's all of the projects that were in that capital sales tax project. There was a list of them. I don't remember how many we started.
I think
with,
we had
7 or 8.
7.
And then there was some alternate programs that were in there as well.
Did that include any land purchases?
No, I don't
Not
think
from
it was.
2018. The only land purchases that we got was the ARPA funds.
We got gym, we've done, we got tennis courts that our kids can play and schools can play. That's what we did with mowing field. Marion, I think, did a football field, soccer field.
They did the city hall. They did Marion City Hall.
Yep.
The library.
Like, wow, stuff like that.
It was,
Yeah.
150. And, there was a project also in Nichols,
Yeah, I think nickel.
the Centennial.
Thanks. All right, any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise? Ayes have it.
Item C, you have this one in front of you as well. This is the second reading of ordinance 2025-03, an ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of fee agreement by and between Marion County, South Carolina and Project Goose, providing for the payment of a fee in lieu of taxes and other matters related thereto. Take action on second reading, please.
Okay, we heard from our attorney. So move.
Second.
We got a motion, got a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed likewise. Ayes have it.
We have one item for first reading, just to remind you and those in attendance and online, we do not have to take any action. Simply reading the title is sufficient. First reading of ordinance 2025-04, an ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of an infrastructure credit agreement by and between Marion County, South Carolina, and a company currently identified as Project Assembly, providing for the issuance of certain infrastructure credits to offset payments in lieu of tax and addressing other matters related thereto. That's all I have.
Thanks, sir. Committee report number 1 has nothing at this time. Committee number 2,
No report at this time.
legal update,
I don't have anything in this section.
administrative update.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of council, everyone who's in attendance today. I just have a few announcements. Before you, you have your March financials in your packet. Also, the revenues for the March landfill, our revenue was $350,182. And our expenses was $315,347. Just a couple of things. We do have cameras out in certain areas, just so that we can catch the citizens that are dumping. I don't want to say where the cameras are, but we have put some out so that we can catch who's been dumping on private property and also other properties. Yes, sir.
Would you go back to the numbers on the landfill?
Yes, sir. For the March landfill, the revenue was $350,182, and the expenses were $315,347.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Also, before you in your packet, I have placed a South Carolina 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. Each county is represented, including Marion County in South Carolina. All of the counties in South Carolina is represented in the 250 American Revolution. They will be celebrating starting May 15th at the in Florence through May 17th. If you're interested in going or joining, I have the information here. Also, you can get information from our Marion County Museum. They will have the information there. Additionally, we will have our fly-in drive-in on May 1st. It is our second annual aviation week. It will be held at our Marion County Airport. We'll have live music, we'll have food, fun, also have older cars out there to judge, airplanes. So we're asking the citizens, if you're available, please come. Again, we'll have food, there's free admission, and it's just to support our Marion County Airport. So we invite you all to be there. As a reminder, please subscribe to TextMyGov so that you can receive all the latest updates from Marion County. That's all that I have.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moore. Requests and comments by members of council?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to, I guess everybody I know is doing a good job working hard. Charles out at the airport
Yes, sir.
is really going beyond what I expected. And I don't mean that bad. He really, I know he called me, and I know he's talked to other people about the amount of money he started got. And like this little gym meeting he's gonna have people, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Only bring good publicity to our county.
Thank you.
Okay. Sit, let's vote. That's it. You done?
Yes, I just have two things. County attorney, we had a little brouhaha down in lower end of the county here recently a sign was posted, deep down in Woodbury, on one end of Petlimore Road saying that there was going to be a pending road closure. And someone saw it, a logger, I think, took a picture of it, and sent it around. And people have just been asking questions, what's going on, because there was no other sign on the other end of the road where 378, where the road connects to 378.
Well, the requirement of the sign, anytime any county road is going to be closed by whomever is asking for it to close, is usually an adjacent property owner, which is what you have in this case. There are certain statutory requirements they have to post the road. It's been years since I've looked at the rig, and I don't really get involved in that side of it because I'm never on the plaintiff side just trying to do that. I'm there for the county. So I really am not sure if it's supposed to be on both sides or one side. I don't have any idea. I know that process is a little bit on delay because the DNR is also an owner of a part of that road. And they are in the process of posting it for themselves to close the portion that's adjacent to their property as well.
Now, this is a county road, correct?
But right now, it currently is, yes.
So we would have to approve closing it.
Approve it is a little bit of a strong word. No, sir. It's totally up to the judge to decide if it gets closed or not. We can show up and stake our claim as to why we think it needs to be closed or be open. And collectively, usually that's what we do when we have these items, is we will discuss it when it gets to that point. And you will give me directive collectively what to do in that hearing, whatever I'm supposed to say when I go to that, show up to that hearing. But other than that, it's totally up to the judge as to what happens.
Well, I can tell you it's general consensus of citizens down there that that road has been open for at least 80 years or more. Two ways to get down in there to the Woodbury area, the Tanning Yards, the original first industrial business in Marion County. And there are power lines that go down that road that go into where the residences live. There's about 90 residents deep, 10 to 20 miles down into the Woodbury area. And so how, if you close off a road, would people have access, the power companies have access to the power lines? That's one side of it. But the road has been open forever until a storm in 2018 washed it out.
So I can address first, I'll address the power line process. The power company has easements through there. And so the power company can get through there to maintain whatever they need to, regardless of whether the road is closed. That's a private access easement that they maintain everywhere they have the power line. So that won't be hindered at all. From the legal perspective for the county, the problem that I see with that road and the way that it's been and why it's been in the condition it's been since 2018, is the figure that I have received is millions. Again, I don't have any math to show you where that's been calculated, but millions of dollars is what it would cost us to restore that road bed back to the proper height and to make it passable for people to go up and down that road. So I know with the amount of money that we spend in road projects, that's an exorbitant sum for one road.
But we may not be responsible for that if the reason why that road washed out is because someone excavated 4 big lakes on each side of the road, and they would become generally strictly liable for excavating and causing damage or causing structural and integrity damage to that road. So if it's something where someone else who's responsible can pay for it, it seems like it's something the county should pursue.
Well, as you know, that would require litigation to be, pursued to force the hand of someone if we think they're liable to do that. The beginning of that, though, is we're going to be looked at to cover the cost. We're not going to be able to say, okay, well, we're going to leave this open, but we need 4 years to litigate this matter to get the money from these people. Because the judge is going to say, we're either going to close it right now, or we're going to keep it open. If we're going to keep it open, you're going to have to fix it. So it's going to be shouldered by us immediately, while we might have some sort of activity to be indemnified for that cost later. That would remain to be seen. But we would have to have some sort of plan to keep that road, to put it back to a safe level if they're going to keep it open.
Thank you. One question for the administrator. We had another issue right off of 378. Someone went down and cut about 8 acres of trees, piled them up into different stacks, set them on fire in the evening time. And then came in and dug some trenches. Apparently, they're planning on selling some of the topsoil to the mine, the landfill, and then mining the rest of the sand underneath it. I came in, thank you, Ms. Sabrina's helped me look through some of the ordinance, the mining ordinance. The mining ordinance was last updated in 2008. We've got a lot of entities come and purchased a lot of property recently in Marion County. A lot of them need dirt, soil, and sand to go in, I imagine, Horry County. I think we need to strongly look at updating, modernizing our mining ordinance to prepare ourselves for this onslaught of people who are coming to Marion County. Because we really don't know how to, the community members don't know how to address this. I went down there was a white box outside of the property, but there was no paperwork in it for permits to do the digging or do the mining. And so we just have some general questions about what's going on, because it's literally next, maybe a half an acre from a church.
One of the things that I believe that we need to do is update a few ordinances. There are ordinances now that other communities are growing, and we're getting more people little by little, but we don't want to, we want to be ahead. And so there are a number of ordinances. I'll add the mining to the ones that we're currently looking at and updating. And part of that process, I've been working with Sabrina, is putting our ordinances on our website and online. That is a very long and tedious process. However, we are working towards that. What that will actually also do is be able to compare our ordinances with other counties and have them update, because what we don't want to do, or what we don't need to do, is reinvent the wheel and rewrite ordinances. There are ordinances out there that we can adopt and make it and modify it for our county. So we are in the process of doing that, but I'll add mining to that.
Sure.
Did we put a moratorium on mine?
Not that
Some years ago.
back in
Tom
28.
Shaw did,
Yes, sir. Years ago.
because he was raising sand. Like dump trucks going down there and tailgates,
Mhm.
flattening, keeping people away.
That's some good institutional knowledge. Right, we need to look into that, because there's a lot of trucks moving in and out of the lower part of the county.
Yes, sir.
Who do we have that's qualified to help us with this process?
We're working with, I forget the name of the company. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's a company that most of the 40 counties are working with. So it is Civic Plus. Thank you, Civic Plus. They go through, they have a legal team that reads the ordinances, update them. Anything that we need, I mean, we'll obviously send to our county attorney, but they have a team of attorneys that look through, make sure that we have the correct language, we have the correct information, is not duplicated, anywhere. So that team is who we're working with.
Well, I'm like, Joel, we need to go ahead and try to get out for at least
Sure.
catch up.
Yeah.
Because then we'll talk.
Yes, sir.
We certainly need,
You know, before we end, with it.
Right now, the last stage of it is them going through what we've uploaded so far. It's not live yet, but what we've updated so far, making sure that what we have and what we've already submitted is formatted correctly. And then it will be put on our website where the citizens can go in and type a keyword, mining, and then all of our ordinances will come up. But on the back end of that, we will be able to do the same thing, but compare our ordinances against other counties, maybe counties our size, or just in general.
Can you give us like an update next meeting to see where we at with that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
specifically on the moratorium piece, we need to,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we need to check on that.
Don't you remember that?
Yeah. But if anything, we need to do as far as action, make sure it goes again. If it all rolling,
Attorney, do we need to, anything we need to do?
just wait for the update.
Well, I was just telling Ms. Watford, I vaguely remember that. I think that was when we were at City Hall having meetings. I believe I'm not mistaken when he did that. Yeah, so it should be something in the minutes, but I
Yeah.
just don't remember enough about it to know how long it was or when that ended. But I know, I do recall it happening before, yes.
I think we get an update on the next meeting to be good, okay, from attorney and the administrator.
Yes, sir.
Any more comments or questions? All right, executive session, contractual matter.
Yes, sir.
We, they, so I have some questions about it.
Gotcha. A motion, got a motion, got a second in discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Okay. Went into executive session, no action was taken. Can we go back into session?
So,
Got a second, got a motion, got a second in discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, ayes have it. Mr. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of council. I would like to ask council for a motion to approve the roof bid for WX Tile for the multi-purpose building in the amount of $145,450.
Heard from the administrator. Second. Got a motion, got a second in discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, ayes have it.
Thank you.
Any other business of the county?
I move we adjourn.
Got a second.